So I know you're asking yourself, what makes a Subaru a Subaru? Knock, knock. Okay, so here's an update for the 2000 Forester that I'm swapping the engine on. Here's the old engine. You see I got all the accessories pulled off of it, and they actually took pretty good care of this motor. There's not a lot of engine oil deposits or anything, so I'm very surprised that it spun a rod bearing. I believe it to be the fault of the shop. Probably forgot to put the oil back in, or some silly tech pulled a silly mistake on it. Nonetheless, I have the timing component swapped over to the new engine. The sprockets weren't the same, so I put the cam and crank sprockets from the old motor back on. It's not a wearable part, so that's okay to swap over. Got all the sensors swapped over, intake manifold, and here's the valve train. I am also using the same valve covers, and they had oil deposits on them, so I went and got them nice and squeaky clean, just like a brand new engine, and cleaned out these galleys in here for the PCV system. Okay, so I just finished my engine swap in this 2000 Subaru Forester that I'm selling, and it went great, and the car runs awesome. So let's run it real quick. Listen to that, no more knock. So I still have to break in the engine and everything. It's cold outside. But it's good. So here, let me run. I don't want to make any edits in the video so it doesn't look like I'm doing anything fishy. But you'll have to excuse the mess in the garage, but I have the old engine, and you can see in the bottom here that we've got a nice bearing smoothie. Lots of metal bearing pieces everywhere. Got our cylinder heads, those might still be good. And you can see where the bearing wore so bad that, see how the side of the piston is clean? That extra play, that extra 1/16 of an inch or whatever from the bearing not being in the crank on the connecting rod actually allowed the piston to come up high enough to smack the cylinder head. You can see that same ring around here, and it actually cleaned all the carbon off of the piston. So you can see that this one's probably the worst, cylinder number 4. But so cylinder number 4 started to spin, and you can see it on the other pistons as well. So I can tell that when I pull this short block apart, I will find that cylinder number 4 has the worst of the spun bearing, and they were in it for long enough that it started to cannibalize the other bearings on the car. But you don't care about that. You got a brand new long block in your car. It's running great. I'm going to put some insurance on it tonight, and then I'm going to go down to the DMV tomorrow and insure it, or actually register it rather, and then I will break the engine in and drive it for probably about 500 to 1,000 miles to make sure that it's good to go, and the person I sell it to will have absolutely no problems with it. It also has a bad front passenger side axle, and I will replace that too, and maybe do a bit of brake work if it needs it, so that the next person that gets it has a great car.